We're getting live images right now from the Delhi Metro. You can see the Prime Minister there at the metro station. He is in fact boarding that metro train and he is en route to the North Campus of Delhi University. So very interesting pictures there. The Prime Minister there going through the security at the metro station after securing himself a ticket for this ride, coming down the escalator over there at the metro station and then proceeding to board his metro train towards Delhi University's North Campus. The Prime Minister will be attending the valedictory ceremony of the University of Delhi's Centenary celebrations. He is slated to speak over there in a short while from now, and the event is to be held at the multipurpose hall of the sports complex of the University of Delhi North Campus. But very interesting images. The Prime Minister has chosen to shun his convoy for the day, not using his vehicle, not on the road. He's taking the train, in fact, to Delhi University. Very interesting pictures over there. The Prime Minister there first securing himself a token, going through the security with it and then proceeding to board his metro. He in fact standing there waiting. He waited for that train to arrive. Obviously, the passengers on that train clearly did not expect the Prime Minister to be boarding the train at the next station. Very, very amused by the pictures. That would be the morning crowd which was probably headed to office, to their workplaces. Completely unexpected to see Narendra Modi as passenger boarding the train. The Prime Minister there boarding the train at the Lok Kalyan Marg metro station. That's where the Prime Minister's residence is, at 7 Lok Kalyan Marg. He boarded the metro train over there. You can just see the passengers over there completely shocked and surprised by who they see, in fact, waiting for the train as the train arrives at the Lok Kalyan Marg station. Milan Sharma, my colleague, is joining me over the phone line. Milan, very, very interesting images of the Prime Minister there boarding the train to in fact head towards Delhi University, clearly cutting through the traffic much faster than he would have otherwise.
Absolutely, Paulami, and this is a step that the Prime Minister takes willingly every time that he has to travel distances from, at least from the central part of Delhi to the other parts, the northern parts of Delhi. Now, between the Prime Minister's residence at Lok Kalyan Marg, he took the metro right from here, and as commoners would travel in the Delhi metro, he is going to deboard shortly at the Delhi University metro station. There are at least 10 to 15 stations from Lok Kalyan Marg till Delhi University, and of course he is scheduled to attend the closing ceremony of the Varsity's Centenary celebrations as a chief guest. And on spot, he left from Lok Kalyan Marg right in front of us at around 10:25 a.m. in the morning. And as I'm speaking to you, Paulami, he's shortly going to arrive at the Delhi metro station, which is about a distance of 30 minutes. The metro, we have been told, will stop at every station, although, of course, special security arrangements have been made for the Prime Minister in one of the coaches of the Delhi metro, and certainly traveling just as to avoid the entire traffic and the fact that he's the Prime Minister of the country. There would have been an entire a cordon of officials and security that would have led all the way to the Delhi University. Also won't be an inconvenience to a lot of passengers, travelers on the road. So that's a smart move by the PM to have taken a metro to Delhi University. Also how students all across Delhi travel to the Delhi University.
In fact, Milan, as you say that, we're getting some pictures of the Prime Minister as well. We're looking at those pictures where the Prime Minister is interacting with the passengers on that metro train, and most of them seem to be college students. So clearly their morning was made.
Absolutely. And, as I said, the train will not be going directly to Delhi Metro, the Delhi University. It will stop at every metro station just as the metro stops, and which is why The PM likes to interact with a lot of people that he meets while he travels in the metro. At least one of the classic examples of how students across Delhi travel in the Delhi metro. And today, for a fact that he's going at the Delhi University as a chief guest on the central celebrations of this varsity, it was fitting and apt to actually have taken the metro instead of going all the way with his cordon and his cavalcade to the Delhi University, which would have taken him more than an hour and a half. And of course, he would reach very quickly now, also promoting public transport there and sending out a message that yes, indeed, everyone should definitely travel in metros for a long distance, whether it's an event, whether it's a daily commute. Metro is faster than traveling by road. Follow me.
Absolutely. This is definitely a good message that he's sending out, Milan, because he, of course, has saved himself a fair bit of time, though, of course, he wouldn't have faced any of the traffic that you and I would have faced on our way to the North Campus, Delhi University. But clearly, he's sending out a good message over there. Take the metro, stop the vehicular pollution, and save yourself some time as well.
Yeah, but follow me, you and I would have faced the traffic, and that is perhaps why, the Prime Minister's message is doesn't want to inconvenience the entire city just because he's traveling in the Delhi traveling to Delhi University. And certainly with the security being put in place for him, it's an obvious fact that, a lot of roads would have needed to be checked, and a lot of security arrangements would have needed to be made. But this is something that has been avoided by this very smart move to have actually taken the metro, which is hardly a stone throw away from his official residence, and of course the Delhi University as well, just a stone throw away from the main varsity sports complex where he's scheduled to address as a chief guest in the gathering of the Centenary celebrations. So of course this particular route was mapped out, and at 10:25 the Prime Minister took the metro, and like the normal commoner citizen, he took the metro with the metro card, sat in the metro. He's traveling to Delhi University, and shortly he will arrive on time for addressing the Centenary celebrations of the varsity in Delhi Metro, Delhi University as well, where a lot of students, a lot of professors are waiting for the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has decided to interact with people also in this journey that he's taken.
Absolutely. And we're looking at those pictures right now, Milan, of the Prime Minister interacting with mostly who seem to be young passengers and students, probably headed themselves to Delhi University. And he seems to be enjoying the conversation, a very animated conversation that he's having. The students there, of course, the young girls and boys asking him a lot of questions. He seems to be, having a very animated conversation with them as well. Very at ease with this generation of who could possibly be young voters in the 2024 elections as well, Milan.
Well, yes, I mean, that could be also one of the, key things in his mind at the moment. But yes, as, the way he interacts with the people, especially with the students at this point of time, also the fact that I have been reiterating how students from across Delhi who live here, who study in the prominent colleges of Delhi University, not just in the North Campus but also in the South Campus, use the metro to travel every day through and through. And that is a big example of affordable, faster transport that the people take regularly. But the Prime Minister going in the metro is definitely a positive message that goes out to promotion of public transport, and how even the Prime Minister of the country can take the metro just to attend important events and leave behind his entire cavalcade, of course sending out a very strong message saying that this is how life is, this is how people travel in metro. And of course, he has also taken that step today. And which is why, of course, gracing that Centenary celebrations in the Delhi University, a moment to reckon, because a lot of, valedictory ceremony celebrations are to be held there. And of course, the other dignitaries are also awaiting the Prime Minister's arrival at the Delhi University. And because it's an important event of the Delhi University, it's a completion of 100 years of its establishment. many other dignitaries are also awaiting the Prime Minister's arrival at the Delhi University, and I'm sure he'll arrive in just a few moments because we know that the Delhi Metro station, the Delhi University station, is very, very close to the Delhi University Sports Complex as well, where this entire ceremony will take place in just a short while from now. Following.
Okay, Milan, stay on with us again to take our viewers through those pictures that you're seeing on your screens. That is Prime Minister Modi, who's in fact headed to Delhi University. Shortly, he will be arriving at the metro station, which is closest to the Delhi University's sports complex, where he is in fact slated to address students and teachers on the centenary celebrations of Delhi University. So a big occasion there for Delhi University, and the Prime Minister there earlier this morning taking the metro. He boarded the metro from the Lok Kalyan Marg metro station, and you see those pictures of him walking into the metro station, waiting for his train as it arrives, and then of course boarding the train to meet with all of those young passengers on board that train, probably headed themselves to university, to college, and interacting with the Prime Minister, clearly surprised by his presence in the metro that they probably take on a daily basis, not quite expecting who they're going to see this morning on the train. The Prime Minister there having a very animated and a chatty interaction with those young boys and girls who had the opportunity, probably something that they did not anticipate, and probably something that they're going to cherish for a very, very long time. My colleague Milan Sharma is tracking that. She is also at Delhi University, where the Prime Minister is slated to arrive very, very shortly. It's a big occasion, of course, for Delhi University today, Milan.
Yes, definitely, Paulami, because as we saw, and we are looking at visuals on our screens as well, the Prime Minister animatedly speaking with many enthusiastic youth there in the Delhi Metro. Of course, initially he was seen seated alone, but I'm sure as the Delhi Metro is a the entire locomotive is one coach, is all attached together. People have seen how Prime Minister interacts with them, and of course there must have been requests placed by these youth and young people sitting close to him, and the way he's travelled is just not as per the PM protocol per se, but taking a metro card, swiping it, and going on that metro station, and trying to speak to people and understanding what they feel as youth. A lot, less more than about lakhs of students actually study in the Delhi University, one of the most prominent universities, not just in the national capital, but the entire country. And of course, with the the number of people who are interacting with him today about education, about future, about life, the Prime Minister does like discussing these very millennial topics with the younger generation, and that sends out a very clear message that yes, today is the 100th year celebration of the establishment of the Delhi University, where he's invited as a chief guest by and he's been flanked by many other dignitaries as well. But taking that metro, donning the humble gamcha once again, and talking to students is exactly how the Prime Minister does things lately. Talking a lot with people and understanding what their core issues are, and certainly this being the day that he could have taken a vehicle, he refused to do that. Of course, keeping into consideration the security protocol, he did in fact take the metro from his residence, officially known as Lok Kalyan Marg residence, at 7 Race Course, and then earlier known as 7 Race Course, and then of course taking the metro all the way to the Delhi University, which I must say is a long route. Had he gone by the train there, had he gone by the road there, and would have led to a lot of traffic inconvenience just for the common man, certainly. But avoiding all that, taking the metro, certainly a good step for the Prime Minister of the country, sending out that positive message that yes, students travel in Delhi metro to go to the university, so can I. And this being one of the very important days for the Delhi University, the Prime Minister humbly taking that metro, just like commoners and students who do that regularly and daily. Follow.
Right, so Milan there tracking all those developments, those very interesting images that are coming in this morning from the Delhi Metro. That is the Prime Minister, as you can see, engaged in a very animated conversation. You can see the passengers over there who were on board that train speaking to the Prime Minister, telling him about various things. He, of course, interacting and, of course, having a very chatty time with all of the passengers on board. It's very interesting that the Prime Minister, of course, chose to board the metro and head towards Delhi University, where he's scheduled to, in fact, participate in the valedictory ceremony of the Centenary celebrations of Delhi University. He will be shortly arriving at the Delhi University Sports Complex, where that program is scheduled to happen, where he will be addressing the gathering of students and teachers. The Prime Minister earlier this morning boarded that metro train from Lok Kalyan Marg. Remember that the Prime Minister's residence is at 7 Lok Kalyan Marg, previously known as Racecourse Road. He has boarded the metro, which is not very far again from his residence. He's boarded the metro train from there, and to the surprise of the passengers already on board that train, they of course were met with none other than the Prime Minister of India, traveling as a co-passenger with them. So he of course took that time, the journey time, to sit with them, interact with them, speak to them, listen to them. As you can see, those students, there are very many young people on board that train, clearly because that is one of the metros that these young students board, which is in fact headed towards Delhi University. So the Prime Minister will be shortly arriving at Delhi University. He will lay the foundation stone of the Delhi University Computer Center and the building of the Faculty of Technology and of the academic block, which will be built in the North Campus of the university. The University of Delhi, remember, was established on the 1st of May 1922. So in the last 100 years, in fact, the university has grown and expanded immensely and now has 86 departments, 90 colleges and more than 6 lakh students, and has contributed immensely, of course, towards nation building. So a huge university, one of the premier universities of the country, that the Prime Minister is slated to address today on the occasion of centenary celebrations. The Prime Minister there to shortly deboard at the Delhi University metro station, the Vishwavidyalaya metro station, and head towards the sports complex, where he will be in fact addressing that gathering, which is waiting patiently for the Prime Minister to arrive. But the Prime Minister already in fact surprised some of those students, possibly headed for their classes this morning, a regular morning for them, headed for their classes, headed to university, did not expect to find the Prime Minister of India traveling with them on the same metro that they probably take every day from home to university. You can see that there are all smiles on board as those students interact with the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister also seems to be having a good time interacting with students. He does obviously want to know from young minds exactly what's on their mind, what do they want to see in terms of the future of the country, because these are the young people who of course will become instrumental to the process of nation building for the generations to come. So the Prime Minister there interacting with those young people on board that metro that he took from Lok Kalyan Marg. He is to shortly arrive, in fact, to Delhi University. In fact, the Prime Minister has just tweeted about the same as well. On the way to the DU program by the Delhi Metro, happy to have youngsters as my co-passengers. So that is what the Prime Minister has said. Happy to have youngsters as my co-passengers. So clearly, he's had a very interesting morning. You can see the Prime Minister all smiles, laughing. The students also having a very good time interacting with the Prime Minister over there. Quite unexpected for them, but probably had the opportunity to speak with him, tell him exactly what they've been thinking. These are students who seem to be extremely bold in expressing their views, not taken aback by the Prime Minister's presence, in fact, on the metro train, taking this opportunity to make the most of it. How often do you find the Prime Minister of India on board a metro train with you as co-traveler? So clearly making the most of this morning, probably taking pictures as well, because this is a moment that they're going to cherish and they're going to go back home and boast about as well, that today as they were headed to university, they met the Prime Minister of India on board the metro train. So that is, of course, the Prime Minister. As you see, he is headed towards the valedictory ceremony of the Centenary celebrations of Delhi University. That is to happen at the multipurpose hall of Delhi University Sports Complex. He will be shortly addressing that gathering on that occasion. Milan Sharma, my colleague who is tracking those developments, is joining us live this morning. Milan, clearly the Prime Minister seems to have enjoyed his time spent with these young passengers on board. He's tweeted about it as well and said that he was happy to have found young people and young passengers on board as his co-travelers.
Well, Polemy, absolutely. As soon as we found out that the Prime Minister is scheduled to take a metro instead of actually taking his entire cavalcade and convoys to the Delhi University, which is a good distance of at least 20 kilometers from his residence today. There was a lot of security that had gathered. We are right at the Lok Kalyan Marg metro station where we saw the Prime Minister boarding the metro from. Of course, after that was something extremely ecstatic number of students and youngsters gathered around in the metro talking to the Prime Minister. We saw a very enthusiastic group of youngsters, the women clad in red sari. One very enthusiastic youngster wearing a Rajasthani style safa on his head was speaking to the Prime Minister. And of course, the Prime Minister was taking this metro today to address the centenary celebrations of the Delhi University, a university of mammoth stature and prestige, not just for the national capital, but across the country as well. The Delhi University has given, degrees to some of the stalwarts of the industry and various fields, including media, science, politics, technology. A lot of members of parliament are also from prestigious colleges such as the Hindu as well as the Stephens College that is housed right inside the Delhi University North campus. And the Prime Minister, being a chief guest for the centenary celebrations, chooses to take the metro today like a common student would living in Delhi. And we all know how students take the Delhi metro for their daily commute from across the lengths and breadths of the national capital, and that is exactly what the Prime Minister also did this morning at sharp at 10:25 a.m. He takes that metro card and boards the metro from Lok Kalyan Marg, where we are at the moment. And of course, we see enough security deployment, of course, him being the Prime Minister, taking that metro, sitting in the metro wagon coaches and going stop by stop through all the stations that lead up to the Delhi University station, which is called the Vishwavidyalaya metro station, right at the North campus, to attend that centenary celebration. And of course, the students there looking extremely animated when speaking with the Prime Minister, having gotten a chance to meet him. This is a happenstance which doesn't really happen much around because of the security concerns of the Prime Minister. But yes, he has shown that instead of taking a cavalcade full of vehicles for his security, would have been better to take the metro, which is exactly what he has done today. And we're shortly expecting him to arrive at the Delhi University there on time to address a mammoth gathering of people on the centenary celebrations of the Delhi University.
Okay, so you're expecting that the Prime Minister will be arriving at Delhi University shortly. Milan, what is the travel time between the two stations?
Well, Polemy, if you board the metro from Lok Kalyan Marg, where I am right now, this is the heart of Central and Lutyens zone in Delhi. It roughly takes about 35 minutes for the metro to reach from here all the way to the Delhi University or the Vishwavidyalaya station. So, of course, because this being a special ride for the Prime Minister, the metro has not been told to go straight from Lok Kalyan Marg to Delhi University. That is also a big thing because the metro stops at various prominent stations in between, whether it's the Central Secretariat metro station or the Rajiv metro station, and then going forward all the way to Kashmiri Gate metro station, passing from the areas of Old Delhi, and then reaching the Vishwavidyalaya metro station, which is where the heart of Delhi University North Campus is. So it takes roughly around 35 minutes for the Prime Minister to reach there. And of course, we are also checking by the clock, because the metros are usually very crowded at this point of time when the Prime Minister has taken the metro in the morning hours. This is a peak traffic hour right up till 11 a.m. of course, and within that time, if the Prime Minister has taken a metro, he's also made sure that the metro halts at each and every station. It is not an inconvenience to the passengers who are traveling in the metro either, and it is neither an inconvenience to passengers or travelers or commuters by vehicle like you and I, Polemy, who commute all the day daily from our vehicles to come to central Delhi and to other areas. Because had he taken the vehicle as opposed to the metro travel, which takes around 35 minutes, it would have taken him at least more than an hour 15 minutes to reach the Delhi University campus. And within that time also, he would have had to create a lot of security cordon routes, corridors, etc. Because how the security personnel and the SPG works in terms of the Prime Minister's security. So no inconvenience to traffic on the roads, no inconvenience to the metro movement. The Prime Minister takes the metro to the Delhi University at the Vishwavidyalaya metro station, where he'll deboard to enter the Delhi University, which is just about a walking distance from the metro station right there, and just entering the sports complex there about in some time, in a very short while from now. As we speak, we'll see those visuals coming in of the Prime Minister there as a chief guest, where he's been invited for the 100-year celebrations of the Delhi University, and how it has been established and how it has been making a mark in the realm of education for so many years, bringing in stalwarts from many industries and other sectors as well. And of course, the Prime Minister being the chief guest invited by the Delhi University Vice Chancellor Professor Yogesh Singh, and other dignitaries who are also expected to address this August gathering today. Follow me.
Okay, so you can see images now of the Prime Minister there at the Delhi University. He is, of course, accompanied by Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan as well, interacting with various batches of students who have, in fact, been standing there waiting to greet the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister there is also scheduled to address that gathering in a short while from now. He, of course, boarded the metro from Lok Kalyan Marg to arrive at Delhi University's sports complex, in fact, to address the gathering over there. The Prime Minister will lay the foundation stone of the Delhi University Computer Center and the building of the Faculty of Technology and of the academic block, which will be built in the North Campus of the university. This is the centenary celebration of Delhi University that the Prime Minister is scheduled to, in fact, address in a short while from now. This was, in fact, a university, the University of Delhi, which was established on the 1st of May, 1922. Now, in the last 100 years, the university has grown and expanded immensely. It has 86 departments now, 90 colleges, and more than 6 lakh students who, in fact, study at Delhi University. And, of course, many who, in fact, regard Delhi University as their alma mater, who have passed out of the university and have contributed immensely towards the process of nation building. That is the Prime Minister there. 2 images on your screens right now of the Prime Minister earlier en route to Delhi University, interacting with the passengers on board, most of whom were young students, and then, of course, interacting with many such young students at Delhi University who were waiting and standing by for the Prime Minister to arrive at the university. He will shortly be laying the foundation stone for the technology center the Faculty of Technology, the building for the Faculty of Technology, as well as the Computer Center and the academic block which will be built in the North Campus of the university. He'll also be addressing that gathering in a short while from now. So in a departure from protocol, the Prime Minister there shunning his VVIP convoy this morning and taking the Delhi Metro to reach Delhi University. Of course, that meant that a lot of people who were commuting on the roads on that same route were saved the inconvenience that would have been caused if the Prime Minister's cavalcade were to have passed through because of protocol and security reasons. Of course, so the Prime Minister decided that he will, of course, save them that inconvenience and, of course, send out a message that you can possibly take the metro if traveling long distances and save yourself some time. And of course, the vehicular pollution that you won't be causing would be the added bonus as well. Milan Sharma, my colleague, is reporting on this. Milan, we see those images of the Prime Minister now having arrived at Delhi University. He is, of course, accompanied by Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. Education, of course, having been one of the most important sort of ministries as far as this government is concerned. It has courted its fair share of controversy as well over the last 9 years, but a ministry definitely that is at the center of attention as far as this government is concerned.
Follow me, very interesting there, the point that you have raised. Certainly, the national education policy has been one of the biggest point agendas of the Prime Minister Modi's government for education in the country, and that is something that has been implemented during his tenure as Prime Minister as well. And certainly there are so many aspects of the national education policy when we talk about that entire document that has been put forward and has been now implemented, not just from the level of higher education, but also in school level, where we see changes to many curriculums that are currently ongoing. One of the most important changes that we have been constantly talking and discussing on has been the inclusion of many of these independence freedom fighters, or Swatantra Senanis as they are called, and the inclusion of those like Veer Savarkar, as well as many of the RSS stalwarts have been done this time around in the education books. Remember that the Delhi University was also in controversy just a short while ago on the fact that a chapter at the higher education level on Gandhi was being substituted by a chapter on Veer Savarkar. Of course, we know that Veer Savarkar was being taught at the PG level in the Delhi University courses, but now also at the undergraduate level, wherein the entire course would center on who Veer Savarkar was and what were his ideals and how was he a contributor to India's freedom struggle as well. And that being done at the behest of Mahatma Gandhi was the controversy that had been raised in the Executive Council and the Academic Council meetings of the Delhi University by eminent professors who had lodged
Going
their
to be,
protest.
in fact, one of the talking points as far as the Prime Minister is concerned. It will be very interesting to see what the Prime Minister has to say as he addresses that gathering at Delhi University. Handing it over now to my colleague Pooja Shadi.
All right, so these are the live visuals coming in on your screen. Prime Minister Modi today first starting to take a detour, not the usual VVIP convoy that we are used to watching the Prime Minister in, but instead taking what Delhi's public and lakhs of them take to reach, whether it's from one destination to another, to their schools and colleges or to their office, and that is the lifeline of Delhi, the metro. Here right now at the Delhi University, where he has reached taking the metro line. He's interacting with the students and the teachers. I'll tell you what this is about. This is an exhibition also that's been organized. About 30 colleges have been selected for the exhibition to be held at the university's multi-purpose hall. And he reached here taking a Delhi metro, and that is why what could have usually taken perhaps about half an hour or more, within minutes from his residence at the Lok Kalyan Marg in central Delhi, he has reached the Delhi University. the Vishwavidyalaya metro station, and he got down there. He's now interacting with the students and the teachers as well. Why is he at the Delhi University today? Is because of the centenary celebrations that Delhi University is celebrating. He's going to address shortly a gathering on the occasion as well, lay the foundation stone of 3 buildings in the North Campus, and the foundation stone will be for the Faculty of Technology, Computer Center, and Academy Books and more. But importantly, there will be a valedictory ceremony of the centenary celebrations of Delhi University, and that is what the highlight that Prime Minister Modi is going to mark. You're looking at Delhi University's teachers, students, professors. This university was established in 1922 and has now expanded to 86 departments, 90 colleges, 6 lakh students in the last 100 years have been able to graduate from the Delhi University. A prestigious university spread over different parts of the national capital, the North and the South campus. And right now, Prime Minister Modi, having taken the Delhi Metro, is now interacting with some of the students and the teachers as well. An exhibition has been set up by the colleges in the multi-purpose hall. I want to go across now to Polomy as well as we continue to track this big day where Prime Minister Modi is starting the day with Delhi Metro line, then at the Delhi University, and soon there will be an address expected from the Prime Minister. Over to you, Polomy.
Right, so those images, of course, of the Prime Minister at the exhibition at Delhi University right now, where students, of course, are showcasing their projects from various departments and colleges. The Education Minister, Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan, is also with the Prime Minister. So the Prime Minister getting a tour of that exhibition that is happening at Delhi University shortly. He will be addressing the gathering at Delhi University as well. But of course, the big spotlight today on that ride that the Prime Minister took to Delhi University earlier this morning, where he boarded a Delhi metro train in order to reach Delhi University. So saved himself a lot of time as well. And of course, a message that he sent out to all passengers and everyone who travels the distance, that the metro possibly could be the safest, the fastest and the more environment friendly way to reach your destination. So the Prime Minister now there at Delhi University. He will be shortly addressing that gathering at Delhi University. He's looking at the projects right now in the exhibition hall, the multi-purpose hall of the Delhi University Sports Complex in the North Campus of Delhi University, where the Prime Minister is at the moment. So these are students, of course, there are 6 lakh students who study at Delhi University. These are students who are going to be part of India's future and have been, of course, studying while also experimenting and innovating and coming up with ideas that could in fact hold the key to many future innovations. So the Prime Minister there taking a little tour of that exhibition that is underway at Delhi University's sports complex at the moment. My colleague Milan Sharma is also joining us live. Milan, we see those images of the Prime Minister accompanied by Dharmendra Pradhan looking at the exhibition at Delhi University right now. Delhi University, of course, has a long history of 100 years now of in fact producing students of such high caliber that they've gone on to in fact contribute immensely towards nation building.
Well, follow me, absolutely. There you see the Prime Minister, as we said, would arrive earlier than expected had he taken the road. But because he took the metro, he's arrived on time, and there flanked by the Vice Chancellor of Delhi University, Professor Yogesh Singh, walking with the Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. There you can see how the Vice Chancellor is explaining to the Prime Minister what these projects and exhibitions are about. Very interestingly, you can see that purple colored gamcha or the purple color scarf that he is wearing at the moment. Let me tell you that is the color of the Delhi University, also, and it's a color imbibed in the Delhi University logo as well. And that is the color that the Prime Minister has right now donned on his shoulders. Of course, as a mark of respect being given by the Vice Chancellor there of Delhi University. Walking right behind him is the Education Minister, Dharmendra Pradhan there, and other guests and dignitaries and professors waiting for the Prime Minister to reach that sports complex hall, as a chief guest to address the Delhi University 100-year celebration. And with that, of course, there are a lot of new projects and a lot of new discussions also that are on the anvil. Remember that there has been a lot of talk of technological advancement in colleges as well. Delhi University being one of the front movers to look at adding new courses related to robotics, related to technology, related to AI, artificial intelligence, which has been the talk of the town lately in terms of education as well, and in terms of the national education policy. Delhi University has that kind of expertise and the capabilities required for not just having the right kind of professors, but also the right kind of technological advancement. And of course, there's been a lot of talk and controversy regarding the teacher recruitments in Delhi University as well. We were earlier discussing how the Prime Minister has also had to along with the fact that the Education Ministry has been looking at a series of controversies on additions of various subjects, whether it's the addition of many freedom fighters like Savarkar, or talking about Gandhi. But there you see in the front rows, Meenakshi Lekhi, who's MOS Ministry, External Affairs as well, seated right in the front row, and I am sure that the Prime Minister is just shortly, about to address this entire August gathering now.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.